And welcome back to Let's Play Kamui. Last time we started the Kamui Devil Gate Trial Cave. And... oh, okay, here I was about to say that we just finished round 4, but here we are, more enemies. Actually, we should do this. Break their swords, because there are only 2 of them. Doesn't really matter if they... at this point. If we try to be careful to keep these guys alive, to keep the big guys from spawning in. Wow, that goes fast when they don't have their swords. I wish I had tried that earlier. Since there are only 2 this time, I assume that means that we're actually at the end. Yes. So, apologies for the last 2 videos. I noticed actually in post, the audio was a little low because I was recording Animal Crossing and I have the audio set differently for that game, and I forgot to change it back. So, apologies if the sound is a little bit low for the other 2 videos that just went up yesterday and the day before. Oh snap, these guys. These guys actually aren't bad. Just try to destroy the floating skull things. I don't know what these things are actually supposed to be, but try to destroy them. Because they shoot lasers, and that's no good. When you're trying to fight battle and you're getting attacked by lasers. See, without their lasers, they're actually not that tough. I don't know if they get more lasers to shoot their things later on in the fight, but also that ink recovery item is getting a lot of work today because we are having to recover a whole lot of ink. Get away. This phase is easier. The jump guys are always the hardest. Like, I think I talked about that in the previous Devil Cave too. Maybe I didn't, but those drum guys are always the hardest throughout the entire game, just because they keep digging. If I had known that you could just use water to take care of them... oh, I spoke too soon. I need to stop doing that. I really need to stop speaking too soon. He's got fire, so that means he'll be staggered, giving me an opportunity to take him out. I'm averaging about 1 Steel Fist Sake per battle, which is actually really good because I have 50. Means I have a lot of wiggle room. I'm not gonna actually do the slash on this guy, I'm just gonna power through like that. I feel like the slash doesn't do much damage when they're staggered, so it's actually more efficient to just start pummeling them. At least that's what it feels like. Like, see, that does so much more than just doing the power slash on him. So this phase is probably going to be a blend of both types of enemies, if I had to make a prediction. Or just more of the flamey guys, that works too. Got all their floaties. Again, I didn't do the power slash because it's more efficient, otherwise just attacking them. Really wish there was an indicator for how long the Steel Soul Sake lasts. Because I'm noticing, it's like, wait, when did it run out? Okay. Almost there. This is round 5, right? So after this we're halfway through. Thank goodness. Also, by the way, this is a cool concept, but just really annoyingly executed if you ask me. Like, to be honest, this kind of fight is like really tedious in games. I kind of don't like this cliche of just having a battle arena as a challenge. And I can't see anything because there's guys everywhere and there's stuff I'm trying to destroy. It's chaotic, that's what it is. Oh. Okay. Looks like the game froze. So I guess I'm redoing everything up to this point. So I did some research off screen actually to look up if this is a common issue, freezing, and I actually found some interesting results. The main result I found out is apparently the rosaries are inherently bugged. Though it might not be the rosaries themselves, but the fact that they have a lot of combo potential. You notice how the combo counter always stops at 99? Apparently, you know, the counter keeps incrementing, of course, because it keeps counting up, it doesn't just stay at 99. So I was reading stuff about how the rosaries in particular tend to be really buggy because typically when the counters get around, I think it's at 200, the game freezes. To to me, I find this very fascinating because round 200 is really important in terms of programming terms, in terms specifically binary. 255 is traditionally as high as you can count with binary computing. Therefore, my guess is, if I had to offer a guess, is, of course our items are slightly different because I had to redo a bunch, that basically once it gets up to a point where it's like, you know, around 255, 256, I have a feeling the game like overloads, essentially. My guess would be, if I had to offer a guess, is it's some kind of underflow or overflow glitch, because once the counter reaches a point where it can't keep counting up, it has to go to negative numbers. Therefore, the whole thing crashes. I have no evidence to back it up, but the fact that other people claim it seems to crash around 200 indicates to me it's probably some kind of overflow. Again, I have no scientific proof of this, this is just purely hypothetical. But yeah, basically all the advice I'm seeing online, because again, this apparently is surprisingly common, is to stop a combo intentionally once you get to 999. Not 999, just 99. So it's like, once we get to 99, of course the other advice is just don't use rosaries, because the rosaries don't hit. They hit once per round, essentially. The rosaries hit like multiple times per combo. Therefore, some suggest just don't use rosaries in situations like this. I was reading the same case if like you use the level 1 rosaries on enemies for testing purposes. Yeah, it tends to crash once it gets around 200 apparently. But I just find it fascinating from the standpoint of like computing that, you know, it feels like an overflow even if I don't actually know if it is. It's like I can't process anything behind after like 250 something. Also, fighting 5 of these guys at once is not the most fun task in the world, but luckily they're not too bad. They're kind of slow. The main issue is they keep throwing their swords, meaning I can't really even build up a combo slash godhood level because I just keep getting wrecked like that. But yeah, see, we got to 99 and just sort of hold off for a moment, then start attacking again. That's the advice I was seeing online a lot, to just do it like this. Because typically, you don't hit 99 that much, unless you're fighting like bosses or really high level enemies, therefore this glitch seems to happen with bosses and high level enemies, which is of course the worst time for the game to freeze. So that's swell. Yeah, this is actually not that easy. I should have left the sword guys alive, so I wouldn't have to fight 5 statue dudes at once. That was my bad. That was just poor planning all around. I should use one of these, actually, since I have a bazillion of these. I should use some. That did not do as much as I was hoping. Wow, they all warped together. That's very lucky, actually. Let's use another one. Yeah, that seems to be doing a fair chunk of damage. Yeah, they seem to be warping in a group, which I'm totally down for. Yeah, see, I held up there to reset the counter, the combo, just to be on the safe side. But with these guys, because they're tanks, it's really frustrating because you just instinctively want to destroy them as fast as possible, so you just have to intentionally let up. That's all there is to it. I did have one freeze, the one Kamui I don't think was in a fight. So who knows what that was all about. Why I froze Kamui just when running around, probably just because I had the game on too long. But the other 2 freezes I've had were when comboing, so I have a feeling that, yeah, this glitch I was reading about is actually the cause. They raised Godhood by 1, just to be on the safe side. I'm saving the ones that raise it to max for later, because we're only on number 6, I think? We still have a long way to go here, comparably. Normally I'm not this paranoid right here healing, but comparatively, large damage numbers mean I usually heal a lot more frequently than other times. What I mean is, these guys hit hard, so I'm gonna actually use a lot more items and stuff than if I was fighting low-level enemies and was only taking like 1 solar orb of damage per hit. But I'm taking 6 per hit, so I kind of want to stay healed, because 4 hits would kill me, and if I get stun locked and just get hit 4 times, then I'm dead. So yeah, that's why I'm healing a lot. Like, even after every hit, I'm healing just because I just really want to be on the safe side. Even though we have the Astral Pouch, which will save us from death a few times, it's good to stay healed up, especially because we have all the items. And yeah, this Godhead level is just not staying charged at all. Like, see, if that hit had counted, I think I had iframes. I would have been in dire straits, so it's a good thing, ow, I actually healed. Yeah, I don't know how long invincibility frames are in this game. I haven't been keeping track. I don't usually track invincibility frames or things like that, unless it's just particularly interesting, which sometimes it is. Like if an iframe is long enough to like prevent you from taking damage for like a speedrunning thing, that kind of iframe I tend to pay more attention to because you can actually exploit it, but these iframes don't feel long enough to really exploit very consistently. Also, I apparently hadn't damaged that one at all, somehow. Ow. Also, I'm not entirely sure, but I think with the Steel Soul or Steel Fist socket, I think they actually stay in use until the end of the battle, from what I can tell. Again, I haven't actually looked it up if that's actually the case, but that's what it feels like, at least. Again, feels like and is are 2 different things, of course, so I could be completely off base, but that's what it feels like. Oh boy, that's a lot of knives. Swords. There's only knives. They're gonna warp. Can I interrupt their warp, actually? Also, another thing I discovered, which is pretty cool, is our sword is Ice Elemental, so we can freeze things. It doesn't really help us, mind you, against these things, but looking at the enemy list, it's gonna come in handy pretty soon. And those exorcism slips are a lifesaver, I think. Also, there are only 5 of the statue dudes at once. Not at once, just total. So we actually only have 2 left, thank goodness. I can deal with the little sword guys. These statue things, kind of a pain in the butt to deal with. But yeah, again, just reiterating, everything I've read says that this is actually harder than the final boss. The Devil Cave in general. So my advice, sort of Paper Mario-ish, is just blow through all your items here. Like your Godhead Charms, your large heals. Just don't even worry, because 1, you're gonna get so much yen you'll be able to honestly afford. You're gonna be able to afford a lot of healing items off screen, or not off screen, on your own time, like to rebuy stuff before the end. So it's not really all that necessary to conserve items. And also there's just the fact that these things, well, apparently even the final boss isn't this tough, so it's like, you might as well use them here. Sort of like how I had all those Ultra Shrooms, and I ended up using them more for the Pit of 100 Trials than I actually did for the final boss. So yeah. I think Paper Mario 1000 Door is actually the best comparison for this, because it is just waves of enemies, with a reward at the end, which your mileage may vary if it's worth it in the end. The damage return, or return postage I think is what it's called, it's actually a really great badge in Paper Mario. Problem is, you just never have an opportunity to use it, because you've already killed Bone Tail, and you've already most likely killed the final boss, so it's like, to me, it's one of those things that's really cool, but also completely useless, because it comes so late into the game that it serves no purpose. But anyway, yeah, 1000 Year Door is a great game though. I hope they eventually port it to something. I don't care what they port it to, I just hope they port it to anything, really. If they port it to Switch, that'd be great, because it's portable. But I'd take any sort of port of 1000 Year Door just because it's my favorite game. And you can tell I've run out of things to say considering I'm talking about Paper Mario. That's usually a sign that I've run out of things to say. If I'm just rambling about Paper Mario or any game I like. Like, if I started talking about Zelda, you know, my brain is kind of checked out. And I'm, like, not actually focusing on what's going on in the game. Okay. Also, why the heck am I not using these? Why? Because I only have 3 of them, and then there's that instinct in my head that's like, don't use this, you only have 3 of them. And it's like, when the heck else are we gonna use these? Remember how I was just talking about how ice elements are really good? Yeah, these guys are weak to ice. So, what I was just saying especially applies now. Gonna do that to give us a bit of an edge. I think we have to fight 5 in total, if I recall correctly from what I was looking at online. But yeah, once they start aggroing, freeze them. So, I wonder when that happens. But yeah, it's unlike the Blue Ogres because it's a little different, like, visually. But the Q is the same. Why can't I freeze it? There we go. See, we froze it, and it didn't aggro, except it still kicked their butts. But it didn't aggro, so that was a good thing. And also you can just freeze these whenever you want, which is always a good thing. Actually, you can't. Never mind. Yeah, once they start smoking or steaming like that, try to freeze them. There we go. Calm them down. This one I don't think has done it yet. So I'm just gonna wait. Also, I have a feeling, based on just power and stuff, that if these guys get off their transformed attack, I have a feeling it would be a one-hit kill. That's just a prediction on my part, but I feel like it's a safe assumption that it'd be a one-hit kill. Just because it does so much damage in their normal form, so these like powered up versions for this dungeon, I have a feeling it'd be really ugly, but again, I have no proof of that. So for this, we just fight 5 of these. Ow. Take you out hopefully soon. So, okay. This is going well. It's got 1, so at least you know how to defeat them. We're actually almost at time, oddly enough. If my calculations are correct, my timer is a little bit off because I had to, you know, redo a bunch of stuff and start recording again. But once we finish up these 2, I think we're gonna cut because it's just gonna be more of the same. And I'll meet you back for whatever phase is next. Well, wait, are there only just the 2? Because it did like this. Oh, it did a slow-mo thing. I was like, wait, are there only 2? Now we have to fight 3 of them. I'll probably meet you back when there's like 2 of them or 1 of them, just to show the end of the round. So just thank you for watching, and I hope you join me next time for more Kamui.